It's been it's been a minute. It's actually been a minute since I did a Wednesday night Solutions and Answers live broadcast. Once again, Santos Rolon Jr., your breakthrough coach, Stockton, California, soldiers of self-mastery here. The world's number one problem gambling annihilator. I'm humbled and I'm excited to be here tonight on another broadcast. This is a trial broadcast here that we're doing. We're inviting you to come on board, ask questions. Of course, this is international. Ask your questions. I don't care what your question's about. We do a lot of talking about problem gambling, addiction, and self-mastery and self-empowerment on this broadcast, but we're actually getting into a little bit of some different subjects. I have the privilege of having a special guest with me tonight, all the way from Manassas, Virginia, Edwin Cabrera. He is a retired school teacher. He is a martial artist, and he's also he's an entrepreneur that has been involved in the cryptocurrency field and that blockchain type stuff, educational stuff. Over 5 years. So he's originally from the Big Apple, and we're started here again. We're going to be here for about 30 to 45 minutes, and we're going to ask those of you that do join, take notes, pay attention. If you're interested in what we have to share, you can always connect with Edwin. We'll be able to have the links up. So welcome to the broadcast, Edwin Cabrera.
Thank you.
What are we going to talk about today?
Man, today is going to be great because, as you know, Bitcoin is up to about $18,000.
Currently.
Yes.
Currently, yeah.
It is crazy. So it has been on a gradual upcline for the past couple of weeks now. And so I wanted to talk to you about cryptocurrency and the power behind cryptocurrency. And basically, cryptocurrency is the money of the future, and that people need to know about this, and it's not so much the crypto themselves, it is the technology that the crypto is built on. So if you want me to go into that, I can go into it, or if you want to just whichever way you want to do it.
Let me ask you, Edwin, how long has cryptocurrency been in existence?
It started in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto. They don't know if this guy was an actual person or it was a group of people. It's a pseudonym. No one really knows who he was, but he was the one who created the paper about blockchain technology. He was the first one, and that's where it started in 2009.
And why do you think? Obviously, we know that there's a lot of cryptocurrencies today. They've doubled, tripled, quadrupled.
There are about 5,000 different cryptocurrencies now.
What do you think started this? Why are we involved in cryptocurrency and the blockchain?
The main reason that Bitcoin was created to have a way of sending monies across the world, because there are millions and millions of people who are unbanked. So he wanted to create a way to make transactions to individuals from person to person. This is peer-to-peer, and it's also decentralized, which means no one person controls it. No one central bank, nobody controls it. That's decentralized. This is totally new. He wanted to create something that it would be cheaper, faster, and more secure to send money across the world. And it's just something that was absolutely necessary at the time, and still is. At this point, there's still billions of people around the world who are not banked and if you send money to somebody, it's very expensive. And these big companies and big banks are making a lot of money on this. And so here's a great way of doing it. And the other thing was that Bitcoin was created to send money, but Ethereum was created to send information throughout the world. Again, faster, cheaper, and less and more secure. And those are big points that even major corporations are looking at.
Yeah, it's interesting, these points that you're bringing up. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, and we're going to talk about why we believe it's so important to be having an understanding. You might not be ready to jump into or get on the bandwagon, like they say, but it's a good time right now. I believe it's a good time for us to kind of look and learn what possibilities can be. So we're gonna get into that. I want to welcome. There's a couple of guests here. It looks like Paul from Canada. Hey, welcome to the broadcast, my cool one. And let me see, Bitcoin dangerous. If it all fails, then what? If it all fails, then what? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about here. We've got Edwin, who's been doing this definitely a lot longer than myself. He has more knowledge, so he's way ahead of me in this department. But there's some very interesting. It's not just about making money here. The Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is not just about making money. It's not just about profit. It's about efficiency. It's about security. It is about speedy. You know, we talked about, Edwin was talking about, you know, transactions today. And so I'm going to let you talk a little bit more. If you have a question, Paul, if you have a question, bienvenidos. If you have a question, please feel free to ask, interrupt. That's what we're here. We're also here to talk about, you know, if you have a question about addiction or problem gambling, my friend, we're here to find a step forward, to find a solution. We're not here to waste time. We definitely don't want to do that. So let's take advantage of what we can. COVID-19, when this all opens up, where are you going to be in 6 days or 6 weeks or 6 months? Where's your finances? You know, where are finances going to be? I know a lot of banks. In fact, I was at the bank today. I was at Wells Fargo. I don't bank with Wells Fargo, but I was cashing a check, and I maybe I shouldn't mention the teller's name, but she happened to be a nice lady, and her name is very familiar because I have family members with that name. But I just simply asked her. I said, do you know anything about Bitcoin? She goes, no. And I thought that was interesting because I've asked bankers that, and they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
The tellers don't have any idea what the banks are doing today. So what do you think?
That's an interesting point. Well, because cryptocurrency in general and Bitcoin is in its infancy. I mean, if 10% of the population know about Bitcoin is a lot, you see. And to answer my cool one, right now, crypto is in the billions and billions of dollars. It's 11 years old. The chances of it going flop are very, very small, if any. I doubt that this is going to fall. Like you say, it's not going to fall because there are people all over the world involved in this. And again, it's decentralized. This is peer to peer. You know, there is no middleman in there. Who's going to make it fall? You know, there are people, you know, of course, Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin goes down, Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin goes down. Plus, there are other cryptos that are aligning themselves up. They are basically all waiting to see if they could be the next Bitcoin. So if something happens to Bitcoin, there's another coin coming up right behind it. And I'll show you a list of a whole bunch of other coins at towards the end, so you can see where you can get more information about this. Yeah. So I even spoke, now you say that, I spoke to a financial advisor. I once asked a financial advisor, do you know about Bitcoin and crypto? He said, no. So what kind of financial advisor are you? No. So there are people who just don't know anything about it, but it's getting out there more and more.
And you know, one of the cool features about this, one of the really cool features about this is that the thing about cryptocurrency, if you do your homework, you know, the fact is that we're all moving in this direction. It's just a matter of time. But if you do your homework for just pennies on the dollar, I mean, we waste money. We go through money. We waste money all the time. And if you just take pennies on the dollar right now, you know, I believe that's the reason why this thing is blowing up the way it is. The same faith that we have in the US dollar, it's the same faith in the cryptocurrency. There's no difference there, or is there?
Oh, there's a major difference, I think, because people believe in the dollar because they figure that it comes from the government, even though it doesn't come from the government. It comes from the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve it says federal, but it is not a federal. It is not government. It is bankers. They are bankers, you know. So they're the ones who create the money actually, and not the U.S. government. This is a note. It's a Federal Reserve note that they're giving you. It's basically an IOU. So that's why. But people believe right now the dollar is worth very little, but people believe that it's worth a lot. I mean, what you could have bought back then, back in the day with a dollar was a whole lot more. Right now, the dollar is down to maybe even the value is down to maybe 25 cents or something, even lower.
Yeah.
But people have faith in the dollar, and they have no idea or confidence in crypto because they don't know about it. They don't understand it. They don't. They're afraid of it basically. And I want to answer this my cool one about physical gold. The future lies in terms of value, crypto, gold and silver. That is what's coming in the future. Right now, gold is at $2,000 an ounce. It is predicted by Kiyosaki and his people that it will go up to probably $15,000 an ounce by 2025. So in the next 5 years, from 2000, it's going to grow. And if you look at the value of gold and silver, if you had gold and silver, if you would have saved gold and silver, you could buy a lot more with gold and silver now than you could buy with the regular dollar. So it's worth getting into crypto, gold and silver. I highly recommend it. And wait, let me go on because this guy's asking good questions. Here's another thing that people are afraid of. Did they miss the opportunity for Bitcoin? Not at all. Because even though Bitcoin is now about 18,000, they project, and these are projections. You can take them with a grain of salt, but they're projecting Bitcoin to go to 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a coin. So as long as you're accumulating bits of coin now, it's going to cost you a little more now, but you haven't lost. And here's the other thing. Bitcoin is only one coin in the whole, like I said, there are thousands of coins. So you don't have to go into Bitcoin. And I'll tell you how you can go into the different coins in a minute. So I'll let Santos speak and go ahead, Santos, and then I'll go into how you could get in, still have the opportunity to get into this opportunity.
Well, I just want to say, because there's a lot of skepticism, and I know Paul here is talking about and sharing his thoughts. There's a lot of skepticism about the cryptocurrency but it's just a matter of getting educated. It's just a matter of taking 20 minutes a day and just educating yourself. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to, but I mean, if something is so powerful and is changing lives and is making logistics, travel, and of course the blockchain is going to impact every sector of the industry. I mean, the blockchains, I don't understand why. Well, the blockchain is being referred to as the Internet of Things. And I don't quite understand that, but I can understand that within the blockchain, you'll be able to move goods. You'll be able to transact with people. You'll be able to do things more efficiently, more securely, with the time, money-saving features.
Right.
This is where we're at. This is where we're headed.
Right. Well, here's the thing. The crypto is just the tip of the iceberg. Crypto is using the blockchain technology. The blockchain technology is what's underneath the water, what the structure that moves all these things. And eventually, because it is cheaper, faster, and more secure, everything, what you call the Internet of Things, is going to go onto the blockchain, is going to be transferred through computers, because the blockchain is basically, just like the word says, it is a chain of blocks. So when you send out information, it sends it out in thousands of blocks that are all connected and sends it out. So no one can intercept the whole thing, because it's sent out in small pieces throughout the internet, and then it comes all together. And that's what the blockchain is all about. Is going to get smaller pieces of information going out faster. It's going to be more secure, because no one can, if they intercept one piece, they're only intercepting a small piece of it and not the whole thing. And it's cheaper to do it. And that's where all the information is going to go on. Right now the transference of contracts and things like that is going to go on also that way. So that is really where the value is in the blockchain, is in the technology that runs the crypto. And that's where we're going. And once things are moved onto that, it's going to make the internet and information much faster, more secure, and much cheaper.
Now, let me ask you this, Edwin: does the U.S. government have crypto? Because there is
Not yet,
something called.
like Michael says, they are looking at it. They are looking for a way of using it. And there's a thing called there's a coin called Ripple, and Ripple was created to transfer information for banks. It's used, the technology, the Ripple technology is being used by banks throughout the world, but not the Ripple coin. They're using that technology because, again, it is more secure, it is faster, and it's cheaper to manage. And they're making more money on it, and that's what they're using. They're using that technology right now. That's that coin, Ripple. Ripple is at 28 cents at 28 cents each right now. It was that that was hardly anything, and it was down to pennies, and in the teens, it is now up to 28 cents. So that's another way of getting involved in currencies. Yeah, but they are looking for ways of using this, and they are also investing in it. The governments or big corporations are buying Bitcoin. They are buying different coins. They are investing in it because they see that this is not going anywhere. It's going to make them a ton of money.
This is very interesting. All this stuff that we're learning about the cryptocurrencies, but there is a currency that's called US.
It's called USD.
USD.
Yeah, it's called USD, but it's a crypto. It is not from the government. It is just called USD.
The US government. Okay.
Because that was called a stable coin. There are a couple of stable coins. There's USD and Tether. These two coins basically maintain the value of about $1 all the time. They don't fluctuate. They don't go up and down like Bitcoin does. They maintain itself at about $1.99, $1.01, right in there. Because what they want you to do is to become the intermediary. So if you have a lot of money and you want to keep it in crypto, you put it in USD or in Tether to hold it so that it doesn't fluctuate. It's not affected by the fluctuations of Bitcoin. And then when you decide to buy something, you switch it over, and you could trade it over to any crypto that you want, or send any Bitcoin anywhere. Because the problem with that corporations that don't want to use this is, if they sell the product and let's say Bitcoin is at 18,100, and all of a sudden they sell the product at that, and they send the money, and while they're sending the money, the Bitcoin goes down to 18,000. They're losing money along the way in the transactions, and that was their fear. They say, we'll accept it, but we want some kind of stability. So then they created these stable coins, USD and also Tether. Yeah,
this is very interesting. Yeah, they've got I've been, since I've been studying, actually since we've been in this lockdown, I've been studying a little bit more about these cryptocurrencies. Some of them, they do some really special things. In fact, they're even making it easier for you to send money quicker through crypto, through the blockchain. They've got companies out there that actually specialize on making cryptocurrency interactions a lot easier. Right. So there's some really interesting things with some of these coins and some of these companies that, for small amounts of money, if you do your homework, you can really, really do well. You can get ahead of the game. And
even look at PayPal. PayPal has gotten into crypto, and they were resistant about it a long time. And to answer my cool ones about, I think down the road the government will go digital. Hey, here it goes. Here goes the government going digital. We're already digital. This is digital money. Credit cards is digital money. Most people pay for a cup of coffee with digital money. So this is government digital. when you think about it, it is going in that direction. Look at, they're not going to be producing money soon. People are going to be afraid of passing dollars to one another because they're afraid of COVID being passed on to one another, sicknesses being passed. So the actual dollars are not going to be around anymore soon. That's going to, in some countries, they're not even creating $100 bills and stuff. They've eliminated big dollars. And right now that's where we're going in this country, because people are afraid that if they pass you a dollar bill that has COVID on it or something, that you're going to get sick. So the digital is the credit card right now. The government does not basically the government doesn't have actual regulations for crypto and stuff like that. They're still trying to figure it out and what to do with it, but eventually they will do it. And eventually other countries, especially small countries, will start creating their own digital crypto for their country, because the dollar, the only value that the dollar has is that we all have a consensus saying the dollar is worth value. That's the only reason. The dollar is not backed by gold. The dollar or the euro or any other, the yen, there is nothing backed by gold like it was. The dollar was backed by gold until 1971, when Nixon came around and said, okay, we're taking the gold value off of the dollar. When they took off the gold from the dollar, because the dollar was backed by gold, it now became paper. That was in 1971.
Yeah, and I mean, there is a company that's bringing paper money backed by gold. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's supposed to be a good thing. These certificates, and that's Carat Gold. Let me see, 7-Eleven, Amazon. I believe Amazon. Can you pay with Bitcoin on Amazon now? I think you can.
There are some of the major big companies. I had a whole list. I forgot, but I'm not sure. I think Amazon is accepting Bitcoin. And there are a lot of other companies. I could look it up and just show you that there are big companies that have been accepting Bitcoin.
And they're rolling out the ATMs too, haven't I? I thought my wife told me the other day that there was an ATM at a 7-Eleven where you can actually do some transactions. So
yeah, that's a big opportunity for people who want to go out and try to get companies to put a Bitcoin ATM in their stores. That's a big way. That's a good way to make money if you want to do it. But do I recommend specific stocks or companies that I'm actually buying physical, digital? Okay, I'll tell you about buying physical digital. There is no physical Bitcoin. Bitcoin is all digital. There is, some people show you a coin that says, "Oh, this is Bitcoin." That's just a prop. There is no real physical Bitcoin. There's only digital Bitcoin and stuff. But as far as specific stocks go up and down. I'm not gonna get into stocks, because to buy a stock, you really have to research the company and the type of stuff. Right now, how people are getting stocks through Robinhood, through those apps where you buy the stocks in small amounts and stuff. There's several apps out there if you want to buy stocks. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, as to where you could get, what is the broker account and stuff like that, here I'll tell you what you could do. There are several ways to deal with crypto and Bitcoin specifically. You can, what they call HODL, which is just a colloquialism for holding. You buy it and you hold it for future value. So you keep buying little pieces. You could buy $10, $100 worth of Bitcoin, and you put it away, and you buy another, and you keep buying it that way. And it keeps accumulating, because right now it's 18,000. You're hoping it'll go to 19,000, 20,000. So if you have, let's say, 1/10 of a Bitcoin right now, that would be worth $1,800. If it goes to 19,000, that 1/10 is worth $1,900. If it goes to 20,000, that 1/10 is worth $2,000, and vice versa. If it goes down to 15,000, it's worth 1,500. So you're losing money on it, but it's still, you only have 1/10 of a Bitcoin. The other way of getting involved with any crypto is through trading. You trade cryptos back and forth. You're making you learn how to analyze the charts and stuff, and you could trade Bitcoin back and forth just like you trade Forex or foreign exchange. There is also mining. Certain coins like Bitcoin can be mined, and you can buy contracts from big corporations who are doing the actual mining of the Bitcoin. We haven't talked about mining right now, but that's how Bitcoin is created, through mining. There is also arbitrage. In arbitrage, you buy Bitcoin in one country, let's say it's $18,000 here, but in another country it's 19,000. So you go and you sell it over there. So you just have to have the connections on how to buy and sell from one country to the other, and how to sometimes trade your monies, let's say the euros, if you're going to sell it in Europe and things like that. So those are ways that you can still get involved in cryptocurrencies.
And it doesn't take a lot.
No.
You know, the thing about this thing here is that this is the future. I mean, I was telling Edwin about 6G. I didn't even know that there's such a thing as 6G. Well, 6G is out there, and Amazon happens to be one of the companies. I don't know if I'm supposed to be leaking that out, but Amazon is one of the companies, and so is Apple. Apple does that. They use this technology called 6G, which we will see if we're still here in 10 years or sooner. I believe it'll be sooner because of the way all this technology is moving. And right now, we're sharing a lot of information. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not as difficult as most people think. You talk to people about blockchain and cryptocurrency. Oh no, it's like, we're talking about Halloween. What is it? Friday the 13th, Halloween, whatever, frightening type thing to them.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit. I didn't even know this, Edwin, but I made over $40 on free cryptocurrency just by watching some videos and answering some quizzes, little tests that you take, that you just keep taking them over until you get it right and they pay you for it. These companies really, really want people to see what they're all about. So they're educating people. They're offering free money. And you know what? You might get a free cryptocurrency that's worth $12. And who knows, in 3 or 4 months, that might turn into $50, $60, $70 a share.
Mm-hmm.
What, you just now got a couple hundred. It could turn into a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Very quickly. But you do have to know what you're doing. Obviously, you have to educate yourself. You can't go in blindly like I used to do. I used to go into this thing blindly, and I would trust people, and I wouldn't do my homework, and I trusted people. And what happened? I ended up getting burned.
Oh yeah.
There.
Oh, me too. Don't worry. Everybody's been burned one way or another,
Yeah.
And one of those companies out there, because one of the questions that this gentleman asked was about a broker. There are several brokers out there. One of the biggest brokers right now is Coinbase. And in Coinbase is where you bring your dollars and you trade them over they have dozens of cryptos in there, starting with Bitcoin and up and down. So you can, that is one of the biggest brokers right now is Coinbase, and they're going into the stock market. They're going to become an IPO, and they're going to become one of the first ones of a crypto company that's been on as on a stock exchange to buy stocks from it.
That's big. This is
it is big.
Are they the only one right now, or no? There's a couple.
No, I think they're the first ones.
Wow.
Yep.
That's going to be huge.
They're $1 billion company. They're making so much money. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, Edwin? Honestly, there's so much opportunity in this field. Of course, there's opportunity all around us, but there's so much opportunity in this crypto market, in this blockchain market, that it can be confusing. There's so many opportunities that it can be confusing. So some people might say, you know what, I'm staying away from it, period.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Coinbase. I got on there and I learned a little bit more than I had learned in the past, and I gained some cryptocurrency out of there. And I think some of these are pretty good cryptocurrencies. They're not, they appear to be really good operations. So I'm hoping that they'll grow. You know,
Right.
you could put more into that if you want to, but you don't have to. I mean, it really boils down to what it is that you're trying to do, and where you believe you're going, and where you believe we're all going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we would think, well, I'm going to trust the bank. Honestly, I have a difficult time with these banks these days because they're we've seen it happen. They can close the doors, and you think, well, we're protected by the FDIC. A lot of that is BS.
It is. Yeah.
Lose your money. You can lose your money. You can have a lot of money in the bank account, and you can lose it all.
Yep.
In fact, the ledger's so broken that people are stealing money. They're stealing money out of bank accounts left and right. And that's the major reason why the blockchain. That's
Yeah.
one of the major reasons why the blockchain is going to be so effective, because it's going to prevent a lot of theft. In fact, as far as I know, it can't be broken into.
Right. No, you can't. You cannot. Unless you give your keys to somebody, they cannot hack into that. They can hack into, what has been hacked has been the exchanges, not Bitcoin itself, but where the exchanges are holding their monies or holding their crypto. That's what's been hacked. So, and also, I mean, the banks, they take your money, but they're not giving you anything back. And even some cryptos are working on giving interest. If you leave your crypto in with them, they will give you 6-7% a year, as opposed to, the banks are giving you 0.5%, if that, or 1% a year. So
Yeah.
they are competing, and they're going to continue to compete, and they will eventually beat out the banks.
And the banks, it's funny because the banks, Bank of America, I'm sure Wells Fargo's in it too, Morgan, JP Morgan, some of these big European banks, they're all taking the money that we're putting in there, and they're buying crypto. They're buying patents into the blockchain with our money. They're not saying anything to anybody. Isn't that something? That's why I go, every bank I go to, well, I did ask my bank that I bank with. I bank with both Bank of America. They don't have any clue. Bank of the West, they don't have any clue. Wells Fargo. So there's people, and yet it's just pennies, man. They're investing pennies, and they're getting millions and millions of dollars into this. And they're going to get millions of dollars in returns.
Yeah.
We can do this, I don't care, little by little, we can do this.
Yeah.
And it's
But like
either
you
that,
say,
right? People say it's gambling, but you know what? Putting your money in the bank is a gamble too.
no, this is not a gamble. This is an educated, guess, let's say, but it is not a gamble, because some people, that's what they're afraid of. Oh, what was the first question we got here? Oh, what if it falls?
Yeah.
That right away tells you where people's heads are at. As soon as you said crypto, oh, what if it falls? My nephew, who's a young guy, he says, no, if I don't have the money in my hand, it doesn't exist. He doesn't believe in digital money. If the system falls apart, he's got money in his pocket. That's all he wants to see it. He doesn't want to see, if you got hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto online. No, to him, that doesn't exist. And he's a young guy. And I'm like, I don't believe this, So
yeah, we are being, Edwin, we are being led into a hypnotic trance with all the voices around us, and all the noise, and all the stuff that's going around that, maybe you don't want to become a millionaire. Maybe you don't want to be wealthy, but you want to survive, right? You want to be able to have something to get through this mess that we're all in, because there's a lot of unsurety right now.
Oh, yes.
A lot of unsurety, and the printing presses. I don't know. It looks like they're getting ready to print some more money. Every single time that the United States prints money, it's hurting us. It's going to hurt us, especially they're just giving money away. We have to earn that money. We have to work for that money, and just giving money like that, pouring it into a pot, is it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not only giving it away, it's just the production of it, because what are they producing? They're just producing more paper. more and more paper, but to give people confidence in it. But in actuality, they're deflating it. They just keep, the law of supply and demand. The more supply you have, the less it's worth, because the demand, is just not there. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, and what's happening right now in the past year or so, we have the feds have produced about 20% of all the money that they have ever produced has been within this year. And we have, how many trillions and trillions of dollars are we in debt that continues to raise every minute, every hour of the day? It's just going crazy.
Edwin, did you hear about that law that Obama put in place about banking? If you have money in the bank and they falter, your money goes to pay their debt. You don't get that paid back.
That's ridiculous.
I heard that. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I heard that the other day, that Obama set a law that if you have money in the bank and they default, if the banks default, guess what? Your money's gone. You're going to pay their debt.
Where does the FDIC come in this? Aren't they supposed to secure our money to an extent? So all that is false, So that's why I say, hey, listen, if you don't have control of your finances, if you don't have gold, silver, and you don't have crypto where you can get it, and there's another way of securing your crypto. You don't have to keep your crypto online. There is a USB thing called a Trezor. So when you buy crypto, you can put it on a Trezor, which is offline, and that is the most secure way. Nobody can touch it.
You could travel with once you become, familiar with having the wallets, because you got to have wallets. You got to know your wallets, right? That's the main thing, because you can have wallets on the exchange. Yeah. That's not feasible for the long run, but you want to have wallets where you put, and you can take that information and put it on a thumb drive, and you can go anywhere around the world. If you're a person that travels, people still travel. Imagine having all your money, your banking, everything that you need in a thumb drive, and all you have to do is plug it into a computer, and you have access to your finances.
That's it.
That is. I mean, sometimes I just have a hard time logging into my bank account with my password and username. And the banks, they change stuff and they do things. And now, what's really strange is now if you do if you have a bad transaction with a merchant or something, it can take up to 180 days to get that resolved with certain banks. It used to be where it was done in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, with the technology we have today, that should not be happening. That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all, and that's how a lot of these these operations that are going on. But this is the system that we live in. It's a dinosaur. It is a dinosaur. It's still pretty strong, but all the dinosaurs are gone. All they find is bones today, right? They found the bones. So this system that we're in, this dinosaur, who knows how long? Will it last another 10, 15 years? Will it collapse before that? I don't know.
Yeah, but that's just speculation. You never know, or
longer.
Yeah, they could go on, but they will have to contend with cryptocurrency. They will have to contend with it. There's no way that they will not, and eventually what they're going to do is incorporate cryptocurrency into their system. The governments and the corporations will eventually create their own crypto, because more and more people are going to have more and more confidence in it. So they will eventually have to adapt that. There's just no way around it.
Yeah. That's it's going to be, the consensus. When these companies, that's one of the, I believe that, everything happens in its proper timing, but these companies eventually, the big corporations, they see it. A lot of them are investing a lot of money. They see it.
Yeah.
But of course, there's a lot of darkness. There's a lot of hiding. There's a lot of stuff that, you have to kind of know. You have to really know where we're going. You have to understand a little bit.
Yes.
You have to be willing to do some homework. You got to be willing to do some reading.
Right. Definitely.
Reading.
Most definitely. Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like we've come to the 40 minutes here. We've had a few coming on and off. And now, Edwin, let me ask you this. By the way, I want to acknowledge Irene, Angel. Welcome to the broadcast here. If you missed the broadcast and you want to learn about cryptocurrency and what we were sharing, future, we were just kind of having conversations about this. And if we feel that there's those of you that are deep interested a little bit deeper, let me know. Hey, Edwin, you can send Edwin a message if you want to put your email in there. You can send Edwin some message, and he's got some programs. I'm not too sure if he wants to talk about that, but he's got some things that he's working on. And you're a retired school teacher, right? Math? Was it math that you retired from?
Yes, I did. I taught physical education and math in middle school for 26 and a half years in New York City. And I've been retired now for 10 years. So I've been online full time for over 10 years. And I've been involved with cryptocurrency for over 8 years now. It started back in 2012. So, when it first started, the only thing is that with all its ups and downs, that's what people are, you get people to always telling you things about crypto and everything else. But anyway, I've been watching it, I've been following it and working with it ever since that time.
Yeah, well, it's a new system. It's like autonomy, the self-driving cars. I mean, there's things that happen. There's always going to be, the ups and downs, and the success is never a straight line.
True.
Learning is never a straight line. There's always going to be squiggles, and it's just, unfortunately, it's planet Earth. This is our ecosystem, and we're all sinners, and the planet has sin in it. So there's no perfection here. We just have to make the best of what we can every single day. We have to work. We have to really learn to work with what we have, our resources and creativity, and connect with people that can help us, get ahead faster, get ahead more permanently. And that's what we really want. We want to learn from people that have already been there. So you don't have to bust your knuckles. You don't have to get a gash on your forehead learning something.
Right.
You can send a message to Edwin. You can always send me a message. Angel, welcome. I didn't see you there. And K6, welcome. There's been a few others that have dropped off. Kind of a small audience tonight. There's usually Wednesdays in the past. That's why I stopped the program, but I decided to pick it up again to see if we can get some activity. So if Edwin, anything else you want to share, Edwin, before we close shop here?
Yeah, well, basically, like you say, if you want to do something online, or if you want to prepare for your future, you need to find a mentor, a coach, someone who knows, like you said, has been through the paces, and is going to help you, figure out where you want to go. Because it's not so much about where they want to go, it's about where you want to go, and figure out what it is that you want to do. Most people, if they want to build a business online, they immediately go to somebody and say, "Oh, you have a business? Okay, let me join that." They don't think about themselves first. You've got to evaluate yourself first. Start with you. See where are you at? Where is your head at? What are you willing to do? What are your resources? And then find someone who's going to help you to build you up from that point. I work with people who are interested in building with cryptocurrencies, and I work with people who are interested in building their gold and silver stores. So those are the people that I'm looking for. If you're looking for something like that, then I can help you with that. And that's where we're at right now.
So if anybody's here, I see, there's a few more people. If anybody's here, if you're on this broadcast and you want to learn more, listen, there's ways to generate income completely without really having come out of your pocket. So there's no loss to you. We have to find things that are going to distract us from the distractions, my friends. For me, it happens to be this one thing helps me also, right? I'm not gambling anymore. In fact, I did something today. Wasn't going to bring this up, but I went out. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. I'm helping people around the world, and it's when you give, when you pay it forward, it has a way of coming back to you. Well, I went up to two random strangers and I put a $50 bill in their hand, right? And they looked at me like real strange, but they scurried off, right? But it was just to be able to do something like that, to be able to bless two people, three people, and why did I do that? I don't know. I just felt that's something that I don't do that every day, but I love to give. And believe me, if I had more, I would do more, and I'm gonna do more because that's my nature. Because I can't take anything with me. And, again, the old system is dying, and we really, really need to focus on where we're going and how we could best, make things happen, especially if you have a family, if you have children that are growing and you have a lot of needs. You have to really, really think about these things to help you.
Yeah.
As a support. So Edwin is available. I don't know if you wanted to put your email in the text there, or
you want to put it over here in the chat.
Go ahead and put it in there. Anybody wants to send Edwin a chat, email, a question, feel free to, and I'll post it here. So I want to thank, I see a lot of people coming on now. I don't know what's going on, but usually, maybe it's because I usually start at 7 and we started early, huh? I apologize, but I want to thank those of you that are here. Again, if you like this program, what we shared tonight, I would watch it again and hit me up, my friends, because you know what? I can find the experts, I can find the teachers, and we can bring them on here, and we can, help people get educated. I'm blessed. I'm humbled. I can't really ask for anything else except for more wisdom, more strength, and more energy to focus on helping others. So I want to help you on the other side. If there's something that you've got, whether problem with gambling or addiction, or you got a question, please ask, seek, knock, because if you don't, the door won't be opened, you won't find it, and you won't receive.
Absolutely.
I want to thank Virginia. I know it's getting late over there in Manassas, Virginia. So let me see. We have the were you able to type it in there? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I typed it in the chat over here.
Okay. I wonder why. Okay. Oh, private. You got private chat. Okay,
there
there
we
go.
Private chat. I don't. Yeah, let me see comments. I didn't realize it was on the private. Oh, there are. I didn't even notice this chat was going on here.
I got it, brother.
All right.
Here we go. So if you guys want to get a hold of Edwin, I'll vouch for him, and so he can share some information with you. Of course, I can share information with you too. And let me see here. All right, there we go. Right there, man. All right, my friends, we're gonna call it a night. I want to thank each and every one of you guys that were here. We're gonna be back here on Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll have more great things. By the way, support the mission. If you like what we're doing, we just opened up our store. I believe Coach Cephas connected the merch. We have hoodies, t-shirts, coffee mugs, pillows, socks, underwears. And no, I'm just kidding. We don't have any underwears, but we have a lot of merch for those that are interested in sporting soldiers of self. Are you a soldier of self-mastery? And I believe you'll be able to find that over at soldiersofselfmastery.com. So support the mission, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the next broadcast. And who knows, we'll have Edwin on again, I'm sure. He's been on with us, those of you that know or may remember. So I'll leave you with some last words, Edwin. I appreciate you, brother, for taking time out on a very, very cold night. And
yeah, it is my pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be here and, share the information, because like I say, I believe that this is really the way of the future. And there are a lot of people who are left behind. And, they say, some people are saying, hey, what's going on? And are not paying attention. And if you're not paying attention, you will pay the price later. So you have an opportunity to follow up with you to get some great information, to get their mindset straight, and to build on, not only financially, but physically, spiritually, and moving forward.
I'm going to ask one last question, friends, followers, fans, and pans, with open hands. I'm going to ask you if you have one question before I close the program. I went overboard a few minutes. We're going to stop the program unless I get one more question.
I don't know what this guy, my cool one is asking about New York gematria. I've never heard of New York gematria, whatever that is.
Gematria, huh?
Yeah, secret language.
It sounds like mafia kind of stuff, Paul. I don't know about that one, huh?
I don't know anything about that,
Okay, we got a few more. For sure want his name, Santos. Me being a believer in Bitcoin and also in stocks. Well, Angel, you got, right there, brother. He's up from your area, man. New York. He's from your backyard.
Yeah.
So, let me see. Did I get it? Reach out to him. And put it. There we go.
I can't get my own comments in here.
Now I'm gonna hold you accountable if you reach out. If you ask for the email, I'm gonna hold you accountable and ask you next week. Did you send an email to Edwin? No, I'm not gonna do that. All right. Barry, let me see. Can you see who's watching if they don't chat? Barry, I can see you, man. I can see you in that room. I can see you right behind your computer screen, brother. No, I can't. Unless you're on the screen, I can't see you. I can't see you unless you come on the camera. One of these days, we'll have up to at least 4 or 5 guests on here. I've shared the invitation, but I got to pull the chicken out of some of you guys. You've been eating too many chicken wings. Pluck them feathers, man. All right, my friends. Last call. I truly appreciate every one of you guys. Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, California time. Santos Rolon Jr., the world's #1 problem gambling annihilator, soldiersofselfmastery.com. Edwin Cabrera, Manassas, Virginia. We're signing off. We'll see you guys on the next broadcast, man. From the top of my heart.
All right.
We're going to make it super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of.